What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the final 6 competitors that are left in the Kengan vs Purgatory tournament and why these final 6 are the most important characters right now. As always, guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to help your boy reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And also I have a Discord, Instagram and Twitter, and links to those will be in the description section. Now, these last 6 remaining candidates are probably the most special candidates in my opinion. I have to be honest, I am a little biased to these characters, as what I've seen from them so far has made me grow and to like them quite a lot, and for that reason I do have some kind of biased favorability towards them. But even with this biased favorability, I still believe that these last 6 characters are potentially the pinnacle of what's going on within the Kengan vs Purgatory tournament. And since these 3 matches are the last 3 matches, we should expect a lot of drama and epicness from the matches that remain. First, let's start off with the Kengan side of things. We have our boy Takeshi Wakatsuki, the Wild Tiger, who is yet to fight in this tournament. Now, the reason why Wakatsuki's involvement and him being one of the last 6 remaining characters to fight is so important is because Wakatsuki is a high level fighter. He is probably amongst the top 4 fighters within Kengan right now, and I believe that him being one of the last competitors is very important, as we're going to see Wakatsuki most probably go up against either Tarashi or Lolong. And what we've seen from Lolong so far, we could expect an amazing match. But one of the biggest reasons why Wakatsuki being one of the final 3 for Kengan is so important is because of his performance within the Kengan Ashura Annihilation tournament. Now, we know that he fell short during the semi-final to Ohma, but he has a lot to prove, and I want to see how he has improved the blast core, as I reckon that his technique of blast core will come in very handy in whoever he fights in this tournament. And Wakatsuki himself is just a durable character, and he's a fan favorite character that everyone's looking forward to, and he has a lot to prove. I think he's gone past beating Kano Agido. I think that now he just wants to represent Kengan. That's why he entered this tournament. I reckon that we have potentially an awesome match to look forward to within Wakatsuki. Let's look at the Purgatory side of things. Now, we have Lolong. In the recent chapter, we have seen Lolong take down both Okoye and Nicholas Bernard, and that was one of the most pinnacle moments of the tournament. But let's go back to before then. When we first saw Lolong, it was kind of like, who is this guy? Is he strong? But his altercation with Yumigahama kind of gave us an idea that he can potentially be one of the most powerful characters within the Purgatory team. And his analysis of every single fight has been pretty forthcoming of what sort of character Lolong is, and we have all been pretty excited to see how strong this character is. There's been a lot of predictions on how he fights, who he is, but I'm most looking forward to him fighting. Like, I reckon that we will see something astonishing from his battle, and him being one of the final competitors makes the wait worthwhile. Now, Ohma Tokida being in this tournament is a big deal, but him being one of the final 6 competitors that are left to fight is even a bigger deal. Ohma Tokida is one of the strongest characters within Kengan, and after we thought that he was dead in Kengan Ashura and suddenly he is revived in Kengan Omega, it was shocking to the entire fan base. Like, nobody expected this, and everybody is looking forward to how Ohma has improved over these 2 years. As he was training with the Kure village, I reckon that Ohma has a lot to prove, and I want to know more about Ohma as his fight progresses. And I think that Ohma coming back was a smart move, as now this story is pretty much getting to the climax now, and I think Ohma would probably be one of the final fighters to fight, if not the final fight, and I am looking forward to what Ohma has in his arsenal. Fei Wongfang, the most mysterious character within the Purgatory team. Now, Fei has a lot going on in terms of who people think he is and how strong people think he is. Now, we know that Fei is one of the 3 demon fists of Chinese martial arts, and he is most likely the Tiger's Vessel. Now, this Tiger's Vessel storyline has been going on since the end of Ashura to the start of Omega, all the way to now. There's been so many speculations on who the Tiger Vessel can be. I am pinning down Fei to be the Tiger's Vessel, and I think he will fight the final pinnacle match of this tournament, and whoever wins this battle will be crowned the victor. And I think that Fei will be in the final battle and he will duke it out with most likely Ohma Tokida. There's a lot of high expectations for Fei. I know within the fandom, a lot of people think that Fei is probably one of the strongest fighters ever to grace Kengan, and we are all just looking forward to what this character has in store. Okubo Naoya, one of the final 6 fighters left to fight. Now, I am so happy that Sandrovich has chosen Okubo to be one of the final competitors of the Kengan vs Purgatory tournament. Now, Okubo has a lot to prove within who he's going to fight. Now, we know in the Kengan Ashura Annihilation tournament, he was absolutely demolished by Kano Agito within the first round. And since that happened, the fandom literally sees Okubo as a jobber. But Okubo is not a jobber. He is one of the strongest characters within the Kengan verse, and he has a lot to prove within this fight. I reckon that Okubo will give it everything he has in this match. And I like the new persona that's kind of going on with him, with the clown costume and, you know, having the red nose and carrying some kind of signboard. I kind of like that about Okubo. It kind of plays into his Four Stooges role. And I reckon that Sandrovich has a reason on why he's kind of dressed Okubo in a clown costume. I think that since Okubo has this kind of persona now, there's a lot more going on with it. Maybe he's adapted his own style of formless, of maybe a clown face formless, whatever that Kano Agito does. It's just something out there, something I read on Reddit one day. I mean, it would be interesting to see if he has some kind of new ability that hasn't been tapped within the tournament, and now he has the stage to himself to show this new ability against whoever he's fighting. And I am rooting for Okubo to win the fight against whoever he's fighting. I don't care if it's Lolong, Tarashi or Fei. I just want my boy Okubo to get this W. And last but not least, we have Tarashi. Now, Tarashi is probably one of the characters who has the most theories going about him. Other than the Tiger Vessel theory, there have been so many other theories. One of the main ones is that Tarashi is potentially a clone of a character we already know, and that clone is a clone of Agito. Now, if this is the case, it would be very, very awesome to see an Agito clone within the Purgatory team, and it could be the case that he is a clone of someone due to the fact that he wears a mask. Now, I wouldn't understand if Sandrovich made Tarashi a completely different character that nobody knew, because the whole concept of a mask is to hide your identity from people who know you, to shroud who you are. So for Tarashi to have a mask on, I more than think that it's a character that we know, and I just cannot wait for Tarashi to enter the stage, take off this mask, and just shock everyone with who he is. There's so many theories on who he is, spanning from it's someone we've seen in the crowd within the Kengan Ashura tournament, or it's someone within the Fist of the Seeker title. But at this point in time, I'm not entirely sure on who Tarashi can be. I'm just so excited, like all of you guys, on the potential identity of Tarashi.